The Taiping Rebellion, a storm of change. From 1850 to 1864, China faced a storm. This was not a storm of rain or wind, but a storm of people. Millions rose up against the Qing dynasty in a rebellion that shook the country. This was the Taiping Rebellion, a forgotten revolution that changed China forever. Imagine a China weakened by poverty and corruption. The Qing dynasty, rulers from the north, seemed distant and uncaring. The people were restless. Into this unrest stepped a man named Hong Xiuquan, a scholar with a vision. He believed he was the younger brother of Jesus Christ, chosen to create a new, heavenly kingdom on earth. The Taiping Rebellion was not just a fight against the government, it was a clash of ideas, a struggle for the soul of China. It challenged the old order, promising equality and an end to suffering. Seeds of discontent. Why the rebellion began. China in the mid-1800s was a land of troubles. The once mighty Qing dynasty was in decline. Corruption was rife, and officials often cared more for their own pockets than the people they governed. Opium, smuggled in by foreign powers, was destroying lives and draining China's wealth. Natural disasters like floods and droughts added to the misery. The people were hungry, angry, and desperate for change. Into this cauldron of discontent came Hong Xiuquan and his message of hope. Hong's vision was radical. He preached equality between men and women, the abolition of private property, and a sharing of wealth. His message resonated with the poor and oppressed, who saw in him a savior. They flocked to his banner, ready to fight for a better world. The Kingdom of Heavenly Peace, a new order. The Taiping Rebellion was not just about destruction, it was about building a new society. Hong Xiuquan called his realm the Taiping Tianguo, the Heavenly Kingdom of Great Peace. He established his capital in Nanjing in 1853, renaming it Tianjing, the Heavenly Capital. In Tianjing, the Taipings implemented their radical social reforms. Foot binding, a cruel practice that crippled women, was banned. Land was redistributed, and communal treasuries were established to care for the poor. Hong Xiuquan, as the Heavenly King, ruled with absolute authority. His generals, many of whom were talented but ruthless, led the Taiping armies. They achieved stunning victories against the Qing forces, conquering large swaths of southern China. The price of rebellion, battles, and brutality. The Taiping Rebellion was a bloody affair. Battles raged across the country, leaving countless dead. The Taipings, initially fired by religious zeal, became increasingly brutal as the war dragged on. They were known for their strict discipline and their willingness to fight to the death. The Qing dynasty, for its part, responded with equal ferocity. They raised armies, both Han Chinese and Manchu, to crush the rebellion. Foreign powers, eager to protect their interests in China, also intervened, providing weapons and military advisors to the Qing. One of the most significant battles was the siege of Nanjing. For 11 long years, the Taipings defended their capital against Qing forces. The city was reduced to rubble, and tens of thousands died. Finally, in 1864, Nanjing fell, marking the beginning of the end for the Taiping Rebellion. A legacy of change. The Taiping Rebellion's impact. The Taiping Rebellion, though ultimately a failure, left an indelible mark on China. It is estimated that between 20 and 30 million people perished in the conflict, making it one of the deadliest wars in human history. The Qing dynasty, though victorious, was severely weakened. The rebellion exposed the deep-seated problems within Chinese society: poverty, inequality, and government corruption. It also accelerated the decline of the Qing dynasty, paving the way for the revolutions of the early 20th century. Perhaps most importantly, the Taiping Rebellion planted the seeds of social change. Its radical ideas about equality, land reform, and social justice would continue to resonate in China long after the rebellion's demise, influencing future generations of reformers and revolutionaries.